AI can write code, paint portraits, and even compose music. But can it actually design a good logo? Today, I'm testing that. I asked ChatGPT and Gemini to design a logo for a fictional tech startup called Visify. The goal? See if AI can create something that not only looks nice, but actually works as a real brand identity. We'll compare what both AIs came up with, talk about the pros and cons, and then I'll recreate their designs by hand to see how usable they really are. AI logos might look impressive at first, but there's a big difference between a cool looking image and a real editable logo you can actually use. So here's how I set this up. I gave both ChatGPT and Gemini the exact same prompt. Design a modern logo for a tech startup called Visify, something clean, minimal, and professional with a blue accent. Let's see what they came up with. Okay, here's ChatGPT's version. Sleek, geometric, kinda techy. And here's Gemini's, more abstract, maybe trying too hard to look futuristic. At first glance, they both look fine. They feel like tech logos. Blue color, digital vibe. But let's not stop at looks good. See how these hold up when we actually try to use them. Edit them, resize them, and rebuild them. That's where the real test starts. All right, now let's take a closer look at what these AI tools actually gave us. AI logos are nearly impossible to edit. It's just a flat, fixed size images. There's no vector paths, no separate shapes, and no real fonts. That means you can't resize it cleanly, recolor it, or reuse it across your brand, even if that's just a website and socials. So let's create something similar but properly. I'll build the V icon, plus make it look line and arrow and add a real font that fits the startup. And the best part is this isn't complicated design work. Once you have a clear idea or direction, it's just about building it step by step. You don't have to be a professional designer. If you can think in simple shapes and balance, you can make great logos. Good design isn't about adding more, it's about removing what doesn't help the idea. Sometimes the simplest version ends up being the strongest. Even with a few tweaks, you can already see the difference. Cleaner, balanced, and actually usable. And it took only a few minutes. But to be fair, the AI did give a decent starting point. It's not a finished logo, but it's an idea, something to react to. And that can actually be helpful, especially when you're stuck or just need a direction to explore. Think of it as a digital brainstorming partner. It can suggest, but it can't design for you. So now that we've seen what AI can do, let's talk about where it falls apart. Because while these logos look okay at first glance, they start to break down the moment you try to actually use them. The first issue, you can't edit anything. These aren't real design files. They're just flat images. No layers, no vector paths, no separate pieces. For a creator, that's a nightmare. You can't resize cleanly, adjust colors, or pull out parts of the logo for other uses. It's like being handed a photo of a logo, not the actual logo itself. The next issue, AI loves to overdesign. It adds too many shapes, gradients, and details that look cool in isolation, but terrible in real use. Real logos need to work small, on websites, icons, or t-shirts. Too many details make them blurry, busy, and impossible to print cleanly. In logo design, less is more. Then there's the typography problem. AI doesn't actually use fonts. It draws the letters as shapes, so there's no way to match the font anywhere else in your brand. That means if you want to write a tagline or use the same style on your website, you can't. It's just fake text, made out of pixels. Another big problem, AI takes everything literally. If you say logo for a coffee shop, you'll probably get a picture of a coffee cup. But good logos are conceptual. They suggest meaning rather than spell it out. Think of Nike. There's no shoe. Or Apple. No computer. AI doesn't understand that subtle connection between symbol and message. It just matches words to shapes. And finally, ownership. AI logos aren't protected by copyright because they're not created by a human. That might not matter for a hobby project, but if you're starting a real brand, that's a huge risk. It's like building your identity on something that legally isn't even yours. So, yeah, AI logos can look flashy, but they fall short where it really matters: usability, consistency, and ownership. Now, that doesn't mean AI logos are completely useless. There are a few situations where they actually make sense. For example, if you're making a temporary project, like an event, a short campaign, or a student prototype, AI can help you get something fast. It can also work for mockups or internal presentations when you just need a quick placeholder logo to show an idea or direction. And of course, inspiration. Sometimes seeing what AI comes up with can spark your own creativity. Maybe it nails the mood or shape, even if the design itself isn't usable. So, yeah, AI logos have a place. If you treat it as a brainstorming partner, it can actually make your creative process faster and more fun. So, here's the takeaway: AI can generate a logo image, but it can't design one. Not in a way that truly represents your brand. But here's the thing: not everyone's a designer, and not everyone has the budget to hire one. So, what do you do if you still need a logo right now? Start simple. Use text first. Just your brand name and a clean, bold font can work surprisingly well. Online tools make it easy to try fonts, colors, and layouts without needing Pro Tools. Focus on clarity, not decoration. Pick a color that represents your brand, keep your text readable, and avoid too many effects or shapes. You can always refine later, and the key is to start with something simple that feels like you. Let AI spark ideas, but build the final version yourself. Something clean and truly yours. AI is amazing for speed, but creativity still comes from you. Your choices, your message, your style. That's something no algorithm can replace. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and happy designing.